gonna keep it moving, Chris. I'm gonna wait for you to get on top of me, Tim, before I drop down there, so we're not scraping our tether across it.
Copy that. You happy with me 10 meters above you?
Nope. Yeah, I should probably
Come up.
a bit. Yeah.
What is that
to
we're looking
15.
at? What's that thing?
I'm not 100% sure what we're looking
Top
at.
of that radar? No.
Maybe.
Maybe? I don't know.
Maybe I...
All right, holding at delta 15.
All right.
See, I can't find anything on the model that has that structure that goes out on the ends and back in.
Yeah.
So, not 100% sure what I'm looking at. And there's...
You're looking straight down now.
I am looking at 45. We'll call it 10 meters straight in front of you.
Yeah.
Cable to your left.
Right.
Maybe that is where the rangefinder was held.
Yeah.
This circular mount right here, maybe. And, you know, maybe this is just an older model and it was refitted up there to have anti-aircraft guns next to it.
Crazy tilt.
Yeah.
Right, I'm about even with you north-south.
Right.
Oh, look, biology. Shrimp.
Lots of
Some
anemones,
windows.
Oh.
shrimp, corals, and crabs.
Crabs.
Yeah, just
So
so much
that's
life.
the window under the bridge? No, this is circular. That's something else.
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe this is just an older model and that at some point during the war, the Northampton like maybe
Had a circular
modified it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't see any other
wow.
windows.
I like that.
That must be what happened.
Gonna be the bridge or one of the towers that tilted over. Yeah.
Look how it's like suddenly upper doesn't look like it's pointing down. Isn't that amazing? It's tilted so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Look at
just
the
some of the
glass. Look at the
glass.
glass.
Oh my gosh.
How has it survived?
Yeah, that's, I don't think we've seen glass
You
intact.
can see inside of it.
Not on these that I've seen. There was some
Right, I'm getting ahead of
on
you.
the subs.
We can't hear you super well, Jacob, if you
Right,
want
Drop
to.
down now.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
Dropping down.
Yeah, come down 5.
I could also spin to follow
Come
you if
down
you want
5.
to.
No, come down 5.
Wow, there's just a lot of anemones.
I was
They
saying
were
I hadn't seen any
fighting
glass
it a
on
little there.
these dives, but on the submarines that were surveyed on NA-156 for the immersive imaging cruise, some of the glass was still intact.
Yeah, on the subs.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is good imaging.
So for everyone tuning in here, wondering what we're looking at and for an update, as well as how many ships were sunk in this area in Iron Bottom Sound, and how many
Right, I'm about
we've
10 meters
seen
past you.
and are planning to come up to.
You can let this move right out.
We're currently at the USS Northampton.
We'll hold here for a minute until I go back down in front of it.
See, and then you even got the railings connecting to where the fourth window is. That's where that starts, and you can see it there too.
Yep,
Yeah,
you're right.
definitely.
There's a ladder. It's not on this one though.
Oh, man.
Right, holding about 12 meters above you.
It's some modifications.
Almost 20 forward to the south.
So I can do Monright high pack survey?
How
do I get
yes,
that?
yeah, Monright high pack survey, yep.
Oh yeah, we're almost to the bow.
Yep, so we're just finishing up a long detailed survey of this Northampton wreck.
Coming
If
down,
you're curious,
holding 12 above.
you can always scroll back in the YouTube feed to see what happened before this. After we wrap up this last bit of high resolution video survey through the center part of the ship, we'll take off and tow our way to the next wreck, to the Canberra, which will take a few hours to get there, and then we will continue our typical cycle of Norbit mapping, so high resolution mapping above the wreck to give us a sense of situational awareness, and then coming down to the seafloor and doing a visual survey, non-invasive imagery visual survey throughout the different features of the wreck.
You see the portholes.
And I believe around 111 vessels, naval vessels, were sunk during the battles of 1942 in Iron Bottom Sound, and around 1,500 planes as well. So we definitely won't be surveying all of those, but we're surveying a mix of sites that have been visited before to see what has changed and to use new technologies, as well as looking for potentially new sites new wreck sites that have not been visited before. So doing kind of a mix of both. And we're gonna try to see as many as we can.
Deck collapsed.
Huh?
The deck has collapsed right in front of the bridge.
Definitely, yeah.
There's more new anti-aircraft guns.
You can really see the difference in biological growth from, you know, the guns that are sticking out into the current, and then sort of down deeper where it's a little bit trapped. They're not getting as much nutrients.
Right, the ship has stopped, and so have I.
All right.
We never did introductions on this watch yet. I guess we could do them late. Hiroshi, do you want to start us off like usual?
I am all the watches.
Sure. Hello everyone, my name is Hiroshi Shi. I'm a maritime archaeologist at the Center of Southeast Asia Study, Kyoto University.
Awesome. Bill, you want to take it?
Yeah, I'm Bill Fallon. I'm an ocean science intern working as a data logger, and I'll be starting my freshman year in college at Florida Tech to pursue marine biology.
My name is Jonathan Feely. I'm here out operating the wide-field camera array, doing the three-dimensional modeling in partnership with Chris Krasnowski's Norbit multi-beam system.
No, wait, is that a life raft on top?
I don't think so.
Oh, it's like a, no, see, there's
Yeah.
like a smokestack or something
Yeah.
that broke off.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, there's that little dingle.
And my name is May Lubetkin, and I am one of the science managers on the ship and the watch lead for this watch. Jacob.
Hi,
Come up a bit as you get close.
I'm Jacob, up in the video
Yes,
seat.
please.
Down to 8.
Yep.
I'm video engineer 1 of 3 for this cruise. I'm also the ship's documentarian and will be editing all of the highlight videos going out across Nautilus Live's various social media channels, and that can be found on our website, nautiluslive.org.
Just passing under me now. You have 1 full tether app I could spin to follow you if you wanted.
How do I do that?
All right, Chris.
Hey, I'm Chris Krasnowski. I'm here doing high-resolution mapping from Hercules and from the shallow water operations, and other than that, I'm sitting as a navigator.
Holding altitude, 20 above you.
Alright, we can start coming down, I think.
Coming down to 15 above.
Roger. Dan in the Herc chair.
I'm Tim Burbank, sitting co-pilot. Usually on Nautilus, I'm a data engineer, so I care about pretty much anything that can be described as a computer. And when I'm not here, I'm currently being a grad student in Rhode Island.
Awesome.
Okay, Tim, I think we can drop back down to 15. Yep.
See the door on the side.
And look how small it is compared to the scale of this gun.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's
God, the view from upper is
big
so
chunk
cool.
out of the
I wish I had
side.
done this earlier.
Done the video survey? Or done what?
No, I made a change to the upper so that it's actually
Oh, I see what you're saying.
cropping in on the sensor.
The pixel
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
it's kind of maximizing the only good space from the backscatter right now.
Ben tuck you into that, did he?
Oh, I don't know.
I heard you guys discussing it.
Yeah, go ahead. I can do photogrammetry inside.
And these are only 8-inch guns. The battleships have over double that.
Wow. Look at the hole on the side of it, though.
Only 8-inch guns.
Holding altitude, 15 above you, 11 above the deck.
Alright. So that looks good.
Tether is highly normal right now. Ship is moving about your speed, you're 15 meters ahead.
Do you want to tilt up a little for me?
Tilting up to follow.
Look at the hole. It's just gone.
I wonder what caused that. Must have been some, maybe like when it hit the bottom, it fell off, because there's no recorded torpedo hits there.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's when it's hit the bottom, because it's still, I mean, you can see in the map data here that it's still there, it's just collapsed.
Speared in or something.
Jake, can I touch your Adeline to focus? Your hands look full.
Yep. I think it might be an auto.
What kind of wood was that?
Probably teak.
Let's see, Iris. It's, the controls are backwards. When the light's on, it's an auto. When it's off, it's a manual. I think.
Ship is stopped and it should
Ah,
swing to
damn,
exactly
dude.
where you are now.
Doesn't matter what camera you look at right now, it looks good.
Except for the shadow.
Touching Adelanche again.
You want a few more, you want another ship move, Dan?
Yes, please.
Bridge nav, another 20 meters, 175.
Now there's just that little sliver of dark. Oh well.
Yeah, the
Tim, they're both in auto right now.
Is,
When the LEDs are on, it's in manual.
oh, gotcha. Huh.
Yeah, it's a bit backwards.
As
Yep.
long as you know what it is. Oh, that does change when I move it. Okay.
There you go, yeah, get the tip out of the...
yeah, yeah. Shadow's in your way, just move it.
Too much there. Very cool. All right, here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are.
All right.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you for letting me
Okay.
experiment.
Unless there was a
you
stern
can reach
plate
over and
that
grab
had
that
a
whenever you
visible
need
name
to.
on it, I can't see anything else, can you?
No,
All right.
not to my knowledge.
Thank you, everyone. Great piloting as always, Dan.
Thank you.
Great.
But we're not done yet.
I can't imagine how cool it must be to dive one of these ships. They were in shallow water.
Yeah, hopefully we have a chance to do that at the latter half of this cruise.
Hiroshi has done some diving on battleships.
Is that like is that thing a backpack or on the,
It might be one
look
of
down on the upper?
Jonathan, it might be one of these. I don't know what they're called, but like one of these that came off maybe. Or up by the bridge,
Like
there's
a baluster? No way. What is that?
one of the, fire extinguisher maybe?
Yeah, Dan, let's just keep going then.
All right. We're 15 meters away from the
Yeah, it looks
pointy end.
looks like a metal baluster that probably broke off or something like that.
Yeah.
Jeez, you can see the way the metal just warped and falling.
Yeah, we are flying down the starboard side of the stern, or
Yeah.
bow, sorry. Right?
Port side, I reckon.
Yeah, looks like the port side.
Is it the port side?
Yeah, there's an anchor there.
There's the anchor.
Oh,
Oh yeah, port side, because that's...
yeah. Maybe we'll see the writing on this one better than the,
I don't know. There's a lot of growth on this wreck.
I'm coming down as
Maybe
you get
even
ahead.
more
I'm
than the.
over
Yeah.
20
I was
above.
quite
that we
impressed
saw
by how much we
before.
saw this
Down on
morning.
top of me now.
Bridge nav, another 10 meters. Affirmative.
All right, so I think
Come down
from here
5
we can,
from there too.
Coming down.
once you guys get squared away, we can start our tow to the Canberra Inkfish waypoint.
Bow thruster insignia there.
Also heads up, you've got a sticky uppy behind you.
Yeah.
Not a problem, but it's there.
Yeah.
Holding altitude 15 above you.
All right. I'll come down here and take my turn out.
Do we know if on the earlier visual survey they found the plaque, or?
Take your turn out in a aesthetically pleasing way.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a little fast. But we were to the management there. So they've got that sonar set to 25, do they? What's your bearing to the next site, Chris?
I believe it should be like north east, I say.
Roger.
Get you the exact.
You can head that way anytime.
Jonathan, did you get what you needed here?
Yeah.
Sweet.
065.
Roger. Light them up.
Are you ready to wrap it up at Northampton?
We are. Waiting on Nautilus.
Waiting on Nautilus.
Want to go?
Yeah.
All right.
We go.
Bridge nav. Let's start heading towards the selected waypoint, 1 knot.
You want to spin to get his choice. Which way you spin?
Spinning to face you, but I think I'm getting some tether argument.
Yeah, you're going to want to spin to... oh, no, actually, that's the heading you want. Never mind. You're good. The opposite of 6.5.
That was a pretty incredible wreck. Thanks to everybody for joining who contributed as scientists ashore to share some more stories from this wreck. And to all of our pilots and team here for making that so successful. Wow, that's really good. Is that on CinemaCam?
Your tether's getting
What'd you
pulled
change?
Tether's getting
much
what?
more. Your tether's getting pulled much more to your right than I'd expect it to
Really?
in this configuration.
The current.
Current in moving ship.
No, the current is pretty strong to the north there.
Raj.
Yeah, you are going to have to turn and...
Turn to follow the ship.
No, turn to take my turn to take my half ramp out there. So you want to turn clockwise.
Turning clockwise if I can. I think it's fighting me too much.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Actually, that's right. You can turn your auto head off and start coming up.
Auto head off, up on the winch.
Roger. We'll come up to just till we start losing DVL there again.
We taking bets?
78.
I'll say 85.
Wow.
For all beams or no beams?
Yeah, the colors are just much better in that also with the lighting. Yeah.
Oops.
Just really close. Cool. It's good to know. Can you hear me that iPad? Thank you.
me up when we get there.
On my nav screen, we're all about to do a fast exit right pursued by bear, where bear in this case is Herc.
Mm. Yeah.
Tow watch.
Yeah.
All right, 60 meters altitude. I guess we should be measuring Herc. 50 meters altitude, all beams.
You keep coming up to
Coming up.
do that 100-meter tow over the site and give Chris one last Norbit hit. Can't tie a knot, tie a knot. Not just a knot, a double knot. They tried to
Passing 80 meters, still full beams. Lost one beam at 85. We'll hold it there. Wait, did I say 85? I did say 85. Nailed it. We'll call it second rodeo.
Hey, K2, what's our ETA to Canberra?
Looks like, I think like 3.5 hours.
Got it.
Double check.
Coming down to our beams.
So, well, 3 nautical miles, so yeah, it should be about 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. Here we are.
Here we are. Roger. Aiming for Herc 75 altitude. Roger. By faster you mean at all? And sometimes forget and push the winch forward what feels like a reasonable amount and then forget to look that it's not actually spinning. Wouldn't be the first, won't be the last.
That's not good, Dan. Need some electrolytes. Ooh, are you also not feeling well? Shoot. Hiroshi, I think this is the first time I've gotten to sit in here on watch with you.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How did you enjoy the Northampton?
Wow, it's a huge ship, and especially those, you know, wood deck still remain.
Yeah.
It's something, yeah. I mean, yeah, only you can see in deep ocean shipwrecks.
Yeah, yeah. It was amazing. I don't know if your watch looked closely at it, but it looked like almost the non-skid still on the wood deck, which was really amazing to see.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, so is that target time pretty accurate, Chris? The 2 hour, 50 minutes? Sweet, okay.
What is the site we're going to?
We are heading to the Canberra.
Canberra, thank you. Ah.
thanks for everybody who's still tuning in with us. We are continuing along our towing path towards the Canberra, and we should be there in just under 3 hours from now. As we head there, we're flying fairly low to the seafloor around an 80-meter altitude so that we can run our Norbit sonar system, our high-resolution mapping system. So that's what that yellow swath is in satellite, in the channel 3. And if there's any large debris on the very flat seafloor, we'll be able to pick it up in that sonar, so we might be able to see something unexpected on our path. But if not, we do have a verified location for the Canberra, so we will definitely be arriving there in about 3 hours, and then continue our typical cycle of Norbit mapping, and then descending down to the wreck for a visual survey. We just finished looking at the Northampton, so if you're curious about that particular wreck, you can scroll back a little bit in time on the YouTube and see what we were just looking at. It was pretty remarkable how much biological growth was on the Northampton, and the diversity of species, and also the abundance of anemones and corals and cookie stars and all sorts of life that have found a new home. Many of the features of these ships kind of jut out into the water, which allows them to have a great position in the currents, and that's really advantageous for these biological communities to feed. And yeah, thanks everyone for your patience with our channel 2. We're working on getting that running again, but definitely feel free to look at our other channels, which are up and running as we do this tow. So yeah, for everyone writing in, we are well aware and should get that fixed up very soon.
Oh, I wasn't on SPL. I was talking to me. Oh, I am not muted. The front row? The nav cam's on. The nav cam is on. It's on sat feed 3, yeah, only 2's down. Do you want me to put it on something else? All right. Yeah, that's the normal that pops up whenever there's an issue with the stream. So, yeah, it's not the most uncommon thing in the world. Cool. Thank you to our fantastic data team.
All right, so all of our channels should be working now. So thanks folks for letting us know about that. You should be seeing our Herc and Atalanta views as well as our Norbit multi-beam sonar. We'll be in this same kind of configuration and moving through blue water for another 2.5 hours. Thanks to our data engineering team for fixing that up really quickly. That's okay. I think we'll be able to manage with the other images. Definitely. Just moving over.
Chris, what would it take to start a Norbit survey for funsies and give me some octomaps? But if I was listening to those messages, should I see them? Cool. I gotta play with some things. I did. I stole Data Lab 2 from the science team.
I noticed that.
You can have it back if you need it.
It's okay. We don't need it. We don't need it. We're using my laptop.
This is not important, just fun. It is pretty. Now, can I get it to actually show my markers when it's supposed to?
What's our estimated arrival time at Canberra?
We should be there in about 2 hours.
All right.
Yep. Yeah, so for everyone who's tuning in, we are towing our way along here, as we tend to be the towing watch.
Team towing?
Team towing. And yeah, we finished the last bit of the Northampton visual survey, and we are about halfway towards the Canberra. Chris, get out of here. Don't poke the intern. So yeah, we're on our way to Canberra, and once we arrive, we'll continue our same evolution of doing a Norbit high-resolution mapping survey and then descending down to the wreck. So probably more like 3.5 to 4 hours until we're actually on the seafloor looking at the Canberra. But it's pretty cool to see the Norbit in action above the wreck. So that'll start in about a little over 2 hours from now. At the moment, you can see the Norbit running in channel 3. That's that yellow swath. We're keeping it running as we move between sites, just in case we see anything on the way. If you have any questions, feel free to write in the chat. Thanks for everybody else who's sticking along with us.
What are some of the details or markers we'll be looking for when we get to the Canberra? Is there anything in particular that is significant or distinct there?
Yeah, so I don't think we were able to locate a damage plate, which would identify, for several of our wrecks, we have these diagrams that show where the damage specifically occurred. So I don't think we have one of those, but we do have several diagrams of the wreck itself. So we'll be kind of basing them off of that, but it will be definitely an exploration to see what's changed. Also just wanted to take a moment to say Happy Independence Day to our Solomon Islands neighbors. I think there's been a few shout outs today, but just coming from our watch, July 7th is Independence Day in the Solomon Islands, so shout out to everybody on the islands, and for our listeners who, just to give some context of where we currently are, we are in the Sound, just off of Isatabu Island, also known by its colonial name, Guadalcanal, and between Savo Island. And yeah, the Solomon Islands gained independence in 1978, and that's thanks to a grassroots political and cultural movement that was led by indigenous Solomon Islanders called Messina Ruru, and that movement lasted about 10 years, and they were demanding for self-governance, self-determination, and respect for custom, which means customs, or local customs and traditional customs and ways of life. And they won, that cultural movement and political movement won, and reclaimed their land from the British and became an independent nation again. So just speaks to the enduring work and activism and political work of the collective of diverse groups of people on the Solomon Islands that worked really hard to be recognized. So this day celebrates and commemorates that. And in the context of what we're doing right now, many Solomon Islanders were integral members and parts of the Allies' work on the islands themselves, part of the Solomon Scouts and Coast Watchers. There's a really excellent book by Annie Kwai, a Solomon Islander, called The Solomon Islanders in World War II, an Indigenous Perspective, which speaks to all of the sort of narratives that are typically left out of a lot of the war history that happened in this area that comes from the local and Indigenous perspective. So these different narratives, or as she would say, these outsider narratives, really clearly exercised choice and agency while they played an active role in the campaigns. So just shouting out and that reference if you're curious to learn more. And Annie Kwai was a integral part of founding the Solomon Scouts and Coast Watchers Trust, which commemorates the work of the many Solomon Islanders that were part of that campaign, and tries to sort of tell the stories from a local perspective instead of from this a U.S. or kind of colonial perspective that highlights the different angles of war and different angles of the conflict. So it's a really, really wonderful book if you're interested in learning more about the local perspective on this history, which has greatly impacted the islands, even still today.
Yeah, some of the impacts, the lasting impacts are seen immediately upon landing in the airport. There are signs as you're waiting to go through customs, warning not to go near it if you find any unexploded ordnance or anything like that. To be very careful when hiking through jungles and such.
Absolutely, yeah. So as many of our viewers and maybe some are unaware, but this area was a really significant active war zone. So the Solomon Islanders, before the war began, really did not have sort of anything to do with the conflict that was between Japan and the U.S. So Imperial Japan and the U.S. Sort of pushing for dominance in the Pacific. Meanwhile, the British Protectorate was still claiming the Solomon Islands as their own. So they were colonizing the islands at the same time while this war was taking place. So the fact that a lot of the land and certainly plenty of the underwater environment is full of unexploded ordnances, bombs, and other debris and wrecks and things like that speaks to just how much impact is present, physical impact on the land, but certainly impacts went far beyond that in terms of how, of course, having a war take place on a land or in your waters has lasting social impacts and economic impacts and things like that. So there's been a lot of revitalization in the last few years to kind of bring back a lot of the cultural festivals that celebrate the rich cultural and linguistic diversity that is across the 9 provinces and many different regions across I believe there's 7 primary islands where people are living, but nearly 1,000 islands or islets throughout the Solomon Islands. And over 70 languages are spoken, and in each of these areas there's tremendous cultural diversity as well as linguistic. So those traditions are celebrated through festivals throughout the year, and there's been kind of a focus of revitalizing that and yeah, centering those local customs and the changes that have happened throughout the last 400 years of colonization and European and Japanese warfare, and sort of recentering the local ways. Still a ways to go. Certainly all of the Pacific nations or colonies, in my perspective, are owed reparations from their former colonizers and others. But it is wonderful to see that so many movements and scholars and artisans are doing the work locally to center the culture and focus on what is rich and present here on the islands. Yeah, and just near the port where we left, there's actually a monument that was set up to pay tribute to the coast watchers. So that was pretty cool to see, right next to the Port Authority where all the ships are coming in and out. And there are several museums and other cultural centers within Honiara, but also in other provinces. I always like to understand the naming of different places and regions, because certainly throughout the Pacific and islands, the language and the names have been greatly impacted by colonization, and so there's been a lot of efforts to bring local and indigenous names back. And it was kind of an interesting process of understanding that in a place that's so linguistically diverse. So, as I said, over 70 languages are still spoken in this area. And they each kind of have their own dialect and way of speaking. So what we call Iron Bottom Sound has many different names across the different dialects that are spoken within this area. There's not kind of one specific name for the waters that we're in, but Savo is an indigenous name, and Isatabu is the name for the largest island that was renamed by the Spanish when they first colonized as Guadalcanal. thanks everyone for tuning in and sending in your comments. If you have any questions, feel free to write in the chat. We still got another hour and a half to go to get to the next wreck site, so we are definitely available if you have questions. And for those who are wondering, the book that I had referenced by Annie Kwai, it's actually available online, open source. So if you're curious to read a little bit more about the Solomon Islanders' participation and agency within these campaigns, you can check out that book. Annie Kwai has also written some other papers that are really interesting from Solomon Islander perspective that are available online as well.
What was the title of that book you mentioned?
It's called Solomon Islanders in World War II, an Indigenous Perspective, and it's by Annie Kwai from 2017. A lot of the other texts that I've read about this area were written by an anthropologist called Roger Keesing. He spent a lot of time in the Solomon Islands and became really close with the people here. Some of his books that I've gotten into a little bit talk about the Kwaio struggle for cultural autonomy, as well as sort of laying out dictionaries from Kwaio, which is one of the languages to English, and sort of talking through the linguistic, the incredibly vast, intelligent, and linguistic culture that exists here. It's one of really the most linguistically diverse parts of the entire world. So there's some interesting articles and books written by him as well. If you're interested in reading a little bit more from a different perspective. Another book that I haven't been able to, it's really hard to find, but I've read some reviews of, it seems really interesting. It's called From Pig Theft to Parliament, My Life Between Two Worlds, and that's by Jonathan Fee, and he was one of the leaders of the grassroots political movement that brought the Solomon Islands to be an independent nation again. And it talks about his story of coming from living in a small village to being a politician and being an organizer and an activist.